Call the roll.
McGinn,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Pickla,
Yes.
Striker, yes, Ray,
Yes.
Bird,
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, presentation of petitions and other communications. First off, we have a proclamation for Economic Development Week. I will just read this. Economic development professionals are engaged in a wide variety of settings, including rural, urban, local, state, and federal governments, public, private partnerships, chamber of commerce, and universities, helping to create and expand jobs that facilitate growth in these regions, and the creation of new opportunities for businesses and entrepreneurs is one of several key components to securing the city of Boone economic future for generations to come. And Boone is committed to fostering a business-friendly climate that will attract and retain employers, enable the community to grow and remain competitive on a global scale, generate new jobs and opportunities for our citizens. And the Ames Economic Development Commission is committed to providing quality resources that boost economic growth and enhance quality of life throughout the city of Boone, along with Ames and Story County. Therefore, I, John Slight, Mayor of the city of Boone, do hereby proclaim May 9th, 2021 through May 15th, 2021 as Economic Development Week. In appreciation of all our partners in the economic development field due to make the city of Boone the vibrant and thriving community it is today.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Dan Colhane here. Economic Development Week is about celebrating economic development organizations, but I like to think of it as a way to celebrate our partners. And we've only been with you folks a few months, but we're off to a great start. Bill and I were together this afternoon. He's 5 minutes back from vacation or back from being out of town, and we had a meeting with the company today. And so we're really excited about the things that are going on here. The short time we've been engaged with one another. And so thanks for the proclamation and all the best for your continued success. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dana.
Okay, next up, B, set a public hearing for May 17th, 2021 at 6 p.m. for consideration of the proposed fiscal year 2021 budget amendments.
Motion approved.
Second. Call the roll.
Stein,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Pickla,
Yes.
Striker, yes, Ray,
Yes.
Bird,
Yeah.
McGinn,
Yes.
Okay, number 4, report of standing committees. A, policy administration, BJ. No report. Public safety, Stephen. No report. Utility committee, Stephen.
We will have a meeting next Wednesday, the 12th at 4:30 p.m.
Economic development committee, Greg.
Several things. I'm going to pass it off to Bill first.
Thank you. So the first one is a resolution terminating the urban renewal plan for the Boone Northeast urban renewal area. This is the area up at 22nd Lynn that we're just talking about, the low to moderate income project that's been brought before you. In order for us to do that, if we move forward with this project in the fall, there'll have to be a new one created. So this is the one terminating the one that's there. And I believe under it's expired, correct?
Correct.
And that's why we're terminating. So that is what this is for. It's part of that process. And I need a motion for approval. Second.
Call the roll.
Mormon,
Yes.
Pickla,
Yes.
Striker, yes, Ray,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
McGinn,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
The second one is a resolution authorizing the execution of an option to purchase real estate between the city of Boone and BJF Family. So this is the family project that's up at 22nd and Lynn. And what this is a real estate option that was put together by Jim. In order for them, they have an option, they're purchasing an option to buy it. And obviously that won't happen until we know the results of the Iowa Finance Authority project and the awarding of those projects. So as you know, that area up there is same lot, 2 different projects, the family and the senior. This one is for the family. It's the option. I just need approval of the option.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Pickla,
Yes.
Striker, yes, Ray,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
McGinn,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes. Okay, the next one is the same thing, only it's the senior project, which we've discussed before. It's the real option to purchase on where that project will be.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Sucker?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Bird?
Yes.
McGinn?
Yes.
Stein?
Yes.
Mormon?
Yes.
Pickla?
Yes.
Okay, the next one is a resolution accepting the voluntary acquisition notice from BGF Boone Senior Project. So this refers just to the senior project. This allows the developer to apply for some assistance from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development under the home program for this acquisition. It only applies to the senior project. It puts a value of the land of approximately $140,000. It's about 14.3 acres. And the purchase price. This is part of the process as well. So I'll request a motion for approval for this.
Second.
Call the roll.
Ray?
Yes.
Bird?
Yes.
McGinn?
Yes.
Stein?
Yes.
Mormon?
Yes.
Pickla?
Yes.
Sucker?
Yes.
Councilman Pickla, did you want to handle the CDD update?
Yeah, I got it. Myself and Bill had an update from the new CBB organization last week while he was on vacation. Just an update, they have agreed to a partnership agreement with Central Expo. So they're going to be working on office space out there as part of their new partnership out there. They've also reached a contract agreement with AIM CBB to coordinate and help with them. So their agreement with them are additional terms of they're two standalone agencies, but they're still going to partner and work together and coordinate their messaging. So it just helps out both parties involved. The question we have now is that it's my knowledge, and maybe Holly can correct me or not, but there's still no finalized agreement with the chamber.
That's correct.
Okay, so if there's no finalized agreement with the chamber, me and Bill said until we have organized docs from any other organization first, and then move forward with any agreement with our own. It is my intent to start contract negotiations with this organization to work our services and have a formal contract, unlike before where we didn't have it with the previous organization. Set services, set things we want, set report guidelines, things like that. And I just wanted to bring it to council first and gather any info first.
That you're looking at for the future, that payment arrangement coming out of the hotel motel, like it was before, but that same funding source, but a different structure. That's
Same.
sort of the idea.
Same funding source, same procedures, only now we have a formal contract. A formal contract with designated services and also exactly what we get in return for our funding. Go ahead.
Right, so over the next week or so, Jim and I will start, mainly Jim, we'll start putting together a legal document for your review. What we're planning on doing that is have that for your review at the May 17th council meeting. Chris Blocker from CBB will be appearing. I don't know quite what she'll be asking for, but we're going to do our best to have an agreement for your review for the May 17th council meeting.
So
Between the city and CBB.
yeah, the funding we've already allocated. Hotel motel was 40,000 because we cut it this year because of COVID. That's what we've already allocated in the upcoming fiscal year. We also have the previous 2 quarters that was allocated for CBB operations that was not paid out that we still retain. So the question we also have to answer for staff, for me, is are we comfortable having that on the table during the contract negotiations and giving staff direction?
And I think in our meeting, she had mentioned that their request was it 60% of what our hotel motel revenue is.
And we 60% is the usual average for the state. I mean, other organizations use that.
She's on there.
I am not recommending we do that. One, we're just coming out of COVID. We don't know how much funding we're actually going to have to divvy up. 2, we have funding already allocated, plus the previous 2 quarters we can talk about. But I'm not going to commit the city to multiple years at 60% without getting out of COVID and seeing what that does first. I mean, CBB is not the only organization that depends on those funds. So I think right now we just have to work on the contract, set a term for the contract, and revisit it after that contract's done. Wait and see how everything comes out of COVID.
And then each year, this body can determine how much they want to give. So that's how
meeting of the measurables,
What's that?
based on them meeting the measurables that we put in place.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Any guidance or any questions?
What are we thinking timeline? A month or?
For the, coming up with a contract? No, Bill's already stated that him and Jim are, mostly Jim, is gonna work on this and have it for us on May 17th. And then
For your review.
for our review. And then at that point, it'd be moved forward as soon as possible. Quite frankly, we're already 4 months behind the 8 ball. I mean, people are already planning, I'm already planning my summer vacation. So
Subject to a resolution with the chamber, right?
no,
No. Regardless.
we had an update in March. There was gonna be resolution. That has not happened. As far as I know, this new organization is already set up as a nonprofit. They already have agreement partnerships with Central Iowa Expo plus AIM-CPP. We are losing months of advertising right now that we can't get back. And coming out of COVID, especially for tourism, this is gonna be probably a make or break when it comes to finances. Whatever we don't do now is gonna impact hotel motel on the back end next time. So we could be looking at maybe impacting our hotel motel budget 2 years down the road.
So one final thing for me, as far as staff is concerned, do you want this to come through ED in a committee meeting before council on the 17th, or just bring it before council?
Again, I'm looking for direction. In the past, we never had a formalized contract. It was just services and allocating the funding. I want to have a formalized contract. So this is new territory for us, which is why I brought it to full council in there.
We don't have the proposed contract in a packet, right?
Yes.
So we don't have time to review that before Monday. I don't think that there's any other questions on it. I'm going to review it, bring it to council, and just save a little time for you.
Full council.
Absolutely.
Okay, so seeing no questions or other guidance, direct staff to move forward, bring it to council on the 17th and discuss it and decide at that time. Go ahead, thank you.
Number 5, department reports, building official head.
Just one item real quick. Last week's public safety meeting, we had an individual come. He'd like to put, it's Michael LaRue from Michael LaRue Tree Care. He bought 828 Monona, which is another piece of the old American concrete plant across the road from Mike Clark is building. Mike wants to use it for his tree care business. He wants to put a fence around it. And where he wants to put the fence on the north side, right adjacent to Main Street, there's a curb line from some old concrete that used to be there. He doesn't want to have to take that curbing out if he doesn't have to. So he wants to put his fence post right along that curb. And the committee was okay with it. They just wanted to make sure that we checked with Jim, make sure Jim was okay with it. Jim gave his blessing on it. So just FYI, I don't know if we need to vote on that or not.
It's not on the agenda, so we can't vote, but I think it's more of an update and staff will move forward.
Yep. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, sir. Finance officer, Andre. City attorney, Jim.
No report.
Director of Public Works.
Couple things. This last Saturday, we had a Arbor Day planting out the park commission, and about 55 volunteers planted 150 trees throughout those parks. So we lost 190 through the storm, so we'll try to get them back. So it's a pretty good crowd. Beautiful day, a little windy, but it was good. Last Friday, we had a pretty big water main break on our 14-inch coming into town because of a power outage. Water hammer came through and broke a 14-inch main coming in. It was out on by scale gas, the corner going down, so we had to dig up some pipe, replace it. All went well, we're all good. But it was a pretty big job, and the guys did a really good job. So. And then one last thing is I'm going to open up the alleys for garbage trucks starting, I'll tell Julie to call them tomorrow, and they can start Wednesday morning going down the alley. And you have questions? All right, thank you.
Okay, next up, city engineer, Dan.
Mr. Honor, two things. First is a resolution for design agreement with Short Village for Market Street. This is a budgeted capital improvement project. We'd like to get started on this. Our funds are available July 1st, but we'd just like to go ahead and get designed without it. Nothing will happen budget wise until August.
This is South Marshall.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a map.
Yeah, it's
South.
north,
There you go.
it starts at Hancock, it goes 5 blocks north. So this is the one that we've identified next.
Mhm. That's the same thing we couldn't do when we did the underground work, isn't it?
Yeah.
So moved.
Second. Call roll.
Bird,
Yes.
McGinn,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Pickla,
Yes.
Sucker. Yes. Ray,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next is, we have the water plant. 2 of the dehumidification units on the rooftop are completely worn out. These are original for the plant when it was first built. So they're simply at the end of their life. We tried to fix them, but they just can't be fixed anymore. So we need to replace them. This is also related to the building walls. There's a lot of moisture that it's not being removed because these units aren't working. So it's condensing on the walls and then the walls are freezing. It's causing a lot of deterioration. We were able to get some work done this year at considerably less cost. So I've got some extra money that I'd like to put towards this project in this year's budget. And then upcoming in July 1st, next year's budget, we've got $200,000 for the backwash floors and the valves for the sand filters. We've done some work on those and we don't need to do that. So I'd like to put that money towards this project so we can get this all wrapped up in 2 fiscal years. It doesn't require it.
Big need. Gotta have that done on that. So moved.
Second.
Call roll.
McGinn,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Mormon,
Abstain.
Pickla,
Yes.
Sucker. Yes. Ray,
Yes.
Bird,
Yeah.
Thank you. Public safety, Chief Evans.
Yes, Your Honor. Tonight, I bring forward to you an alcohol license for Art in the Park, which is part of the Boone Valley River Festival weekend. They have employed 1 or 2 officers as part of this. It's obviously they didn't have it last year. They did this the year before. Since it is a 5-day license, they're just trying to get it done ahead of time. And I look for approval of this alcohol license.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call roll.
Stein,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Pickla,
Yes.
Sucker. Yes. Ray,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
McGinn,
Yes.
All right, next item is the green space crowd barrier, or the fencing that we talk about, has been ordered. It should be here either Friday or Monday of this week. So hopefully it ships from Michigan. So hopefully, like I said, they thought they'd be able to get it here by the end of the week or first part of next week. Just a couple of quick updates of interest is we have an agreement with the hospital to run the 3rd crew ambulance. Our contract states for about 50 calls a year. So far this year, from January to the end of April, we're at 45 of those calls already where we've run the 3rd crew ambulance. To go with that, last year was one of our biggest years call volume wise, and we're already 159 calls ahead of last year for the same time period of January through April. So,
Any idea what's driving it?
not 100%. We are having more fires this year. There is more medical calls this year. There's just a lot more of everything. So.
And the 3rd call out.
That's driving more of it.
That's driving.
Yep.
What kind of? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah.
It's just information that so.
When is?
We signed a 5-year contract.
Last year, we're in year 2 of 5 years.
And there is, in the contract, any call over 50, we are compensated an amount of money that Justin works out with the hospital. What was it last year, per call?
$300 per call.
300 per call.
Yep.
So I don't anticipate it going down. Chances it could go up, but I certainly don't anticipate it going down.
No.
So any call over 50, we will be compensated $300 per call to cover. our
Or more. Yep.
Or more, yes.
Thank you.
Anything else, Chris?
No, this is good.
Chief Weevil.
Yes, Sean, just real quickly, we had, last fall, we hired 2 new officers, and last week, I guess a week and a half ago, they graduated from the Law Enforcement Academy. So they have 3 to 4 more months of in-house training before they're on their own, but we're slowly getting back up to full staff, hopefully.
Awesome. Thank you. That's all. Thank you. City Administrator Bill.
Thank you. Just a few notes in the consent agenda is the rental fee that's on the screen right now. I just wanted to bring it up since it's being voted on with the whole consent agenda. So that's the resolution. Second, also in there is a resolution and a new contract with Boone Area Humane Society. 2% increase, which is generally what you do each year. So that those contracts have been signed. And they're in the consent agenda as well. There's no other bumps in that contract, and they basically remain the same. The third is the art in the park. With what went out in the packet, there was some changes that need to be made. So you have hard copies of that on your desk. So I think Councilman Picklap is going to pull that from the consent agenda so that we can vote on that separately because it is the hard copies on your desk. That is all I have.
So can I
Yes.
interrupt you? It's the Boone Arts Commission, not the art and the park.
Oh, sorry. Right.
So Jen wasn't freaking out.
The important thing is have art.
All right, number 6 consent agenda. And you're gonna.
Yeah, I'd like to pull resolution 2873 out of the consent agenda for further discussion.
Okay, and so we'll pull that, and I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mormon,
Yes.
Pickup,
Yes.
Stucker. Yes. Gray,
Yes.
Bird,
Yes.
McGinn,
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
And then a motion to approve the Art Council, the Arts Commission policy procedures, the hard copies that are on your desk, to include the resolution that Andre put together.
Motion to approve new resolution and new structure of the Boone Arts Commission policies and procedures.
Second. Call the roll.
Pickup,
Yes.
Stucker. Yes. Gray,
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Mormon.
Yes.
This is number 7, ordinances. A, first reading 2267, ordinance repealing ordinance 1707, providing for the division of taxes levied on taxable property in Boone, Northeast urban rural area in the city of Boone, Iowa, pursuant to section 403.19 of the Code of Iowa. So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Stucker. Yes. Gray,
Yes.
Bird.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Mormon.
Yes.
Pickup.
Yes.
Number 8, mayor's comments. I want to thank Stephen, who's been filling in quite a bit for me. Well, I've been getting some radiation treatments on my skin cancer. Tomorrow's my last one, but he's filled in and done a lot for me. I really appreciate it. So I just want to thank you and everybody else that's helped me. Makes me tired, so it's nice to have a little help. But that's all I have. Number 9, council member comments.
I do, John. I just wanted to share with everybody, but men's basketball team at DMAC won the national title. So we had a little welcome back ceremony. We had some people here made it out, but it was a really neat day. So first time ever in since 1968, we've been incorporated with DMAC. We've never had a team do that. So
First year coach, right?
yeah, 9 months on the job. So hopefully we did a good job taking. Right, so, but anyway, yeah, so that's where we're at, finishing up spring sports, Softball's got a chance to qualify for Alabama, so we're playing really well right now. So, thank you.
I have one quick item. At our last meeting, in my frustration with the school road situation, I kind of went on a little rant, and I need to apologize to the school board. I reviewed the video of it, and I did come down on them pretty hard, and it really isn't their fault. My frustration was basically with the process, not with the school board. They've been pretty open and transparent with us. And I know you guys have worked really hard to build a good working relationship with them. And I certainly did not want my comments to affect that relationship. So I talked to a couple of the school board members. They were visibly upset with me. And so I think it's appropriate for me to make that apology, because the comments that I made were based out of the frustration with the process, and it has nothing to do with the school board. They had no part in it. It was the dissemination of information that they got from another party and the timing of that information. They've been giving us the information as soon as they get it, and I appreciate that, and I want that to continue. So I just wanted, since I did it publicly, I thought I should apologize publicly as well.
Any other council comments? Any public comments for items not on the agenda? No, this meeting is adjourned.